rate of occupancy. The Commissioner for Communication and Digital Economy, Mr. Kwagba Amande, explained a benefit of the ICT company that it has 1 billion shares and it will assist government close the information gap in the state while training youths. He added that the company will also serve as a training ground for civil servants and general automation of the state civil service, increase in revenue generation, and putting a stop to capital flight in the state. Mr. Kwagba mentioned introduction of resident registration form in the state that will take effect from September this year with the aim to help government check crime. Well, history is in the making in the state as the first International Health Investment Summit and Scientific Exhibition kicks off in Makati, the Benue State capital. Correspondent Matthew Ikulona reports that the International Exhibition 2024, themed towards attaining a one-stop hospital organized by Benue State University Teaching Hospital, promises to create an impact that will not be quickly forgotten. Here is his report.
The exhibition hall is Thursday filled with cottage hospital equipments, drugs, and medical accessories. Doctors, pharmacists, and other health experts are on hand to render quick services, displaying their skills or equivalent potential in the professions. The Chief Medical Director, Dr. Stephen Wande, attributes what he calls tremendous achievements by the hospital to the governor, Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia's effort at transforming the health sector. Dr. Wande says the institution is poised to sustain the delivery of excellent services and will welcome any support from spirited individuals.
When the governor appointed me on the 17th of October with a straight mandate, come and change this thing. I've done it in the private sector. When I wanted to bring IVF to Benue, people told me no light, no water, no embryologists, no this, no. How do you train the nurses? How do you train the anesthetic? The problem was large. But we've done it. When I said we'll do a one-stop mall where we can sell drugs 24 hours, people say, how do you do it? And when I came here, people say, how do you turn around this thing? We were doing it because the basic quality is the will. Once the will and the determination is there, backed by prayer and God, and the right government like Alia's government, then what can't you do?
Medical doctors from within and outside the state, including Dr. Francis Uba from University of Jos Teaching Hospital, Dr. Teka Bito from Benue State University Teaching Hospital, and Dr. Paul Ohi, former DG NAFDAC, all gives the hospital pass mark for the initiative, calling on Nigerian government to prioritize Benue State University Teaching Hospital for medical needs.
The hospital is doing amazingly very well. The equipment they have for the nature of this hospital and the level it is commensurate. It's good. Like I said, we have been able to handle some cases here. If we are not available, we would have been able to handle them. But there is room for more improvement. But the one they have is okay. And I can assure you that this place is as good as any other place.
With state-of-the-art equipment, and give prompt treatment to people, both emergencies and also those who are not emergency care. Provide effective care for those who are inpatient on admission, and also to provide some form of rehabilitative care and to limit disability for those who have chronic diseases or for those who need end-of-life care.
Well, I believe that health practitioners will benefit tremendously from this kind of summit and this kind of demonstration. You come to see what is possible, the innovative approaches in the healthcare service delivery. So I think it's a very good forum for healthcare professionals to be here.
Some of the exhibitors also narrate the benefits of their product to the hospital in Benue and Nigeria at large.
My product is like anti-malaria, like pain relief, antibiotics.
Tears who go outside the country to participate is coming back home. So we are home now. display our products, we sell our products to the community, to people in the state. And we're so happy that this is happening here in our state and in our own hospital.
There are some equipment we have stocked. There are some because of the sensitivity. It is some reagents because of the sensitivity we order, because some are minus 15 reagent, 15 degrees centigrade. So they need to be stored in a special environment. So for those ones, when we order them, immediately we ensure they get to you as soon as possible.
Staff of the hospital confirmed efforts of the Chief Medical Director, Dr. Stephen Wande, towards changing the narratives in the hospital.
You come to the hospital, you are referred to go and do so and test somewhere, and then you come back again. You know, some patients are constrained, they don't have the resources to keep traveling. Some even die, hospital die because of that. It was improving healthcare and providing the tertiary healthcare that it's required or is expected from a teaching hospital.
We have private hospitals coming here, other government institutions coming here to look for health and medical equipment that they will use in their facilities.
People of all caliber graced the exhibition from head of Benue State Traditional Council, His Royal Majesty Professor James Ayase, to top government officials and the citizens. Matthew Ikulono, Benue Television News, Makurdi.
Well, Benue State government is set to take over ownership of the Makurdi Modern Market alongside the international market, which were leased to private investors by the Otum administration. The State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice and Public Order, Fidelis Mnyim, Thursday announced this when he visited Modern Market in company of key stakeholders such as Commissioner for Commerce and Industry, Alumo Opin, Special Advisor to the Governor on Market Coordination, Isaac Akange, and the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Youth Organization and Illegal Levies, TV Gbenda. Mnyim, who represented Governor Hyacinth Ali, addressed the traders to that effect. The State Attorney General thanked the Benue State Governor for putting up modalities in place towards ensuring that the market returned to the government to cater for the interests of traders whom he said went through so much hardship due to taxes from the private owners. He lamented the total neglect of the market in the hands of private investors, resulting to the decay of the structures, calling on the traders to report anyone who comes to them demanding any form of levies to security agencies. The traders, who expressed gratitude to the Benue State government for the move, were optimistic that the return of the market to the state government would witness total transformation and business activities would be heightened. Well, standardization, value addition, and technological advancements are key areas of focus in giving attention to developing education under Governor Hyacinth Ali's administration. Commissioner for Education and Knowledge Management, Reverend Dr. Frederick Ikan, identified these factors Thursday while addressing issues around Benue educational sector after 1 year of Governor Ali's administration during the Benue Television's flagship program, Daybreak Benue. Well, correspondent Dorcas Chia monitored the program and gives us these excerpts.
The classroom can be compared to a farmland or a formative ground where a child is groomed and trained to become a relevant individual that will bring about growth and development in the society. This was one of the highlights of the Commissioner for Education and Knowledge Management, Reverend Dr. Frederick Ikan, on Daybreak Benue. Dr. Ikan reaffirmed his stance on improving and developing the education sector in Benue State in line with Governor Hyacinth Ali's 7-point agenda for the development of Benue State. He mentioned restructuring of the primary sector from the 6334 system to the 9334 system of education, initiated by the federal government to support introduction of technological skill acquisition from the basic 9 years of the Nigerian child to make him or her add value to the society.
I want to say that the story hasn't changed. And what do I mean? Our search for the improvement of education is still on. In other words, the story has not changed because we have not deviated. We are still on course. We are still on track, trying to find out the real problems of education in Benue State. So we have increased funding for education. Part of the increase is the issue of counterpart funding with universal basic education in Abuja, here represented by State Universal Basic Education Board, where interventions from the federal government get into the state. And the major intervention is that of infrastructural development.
Reverend Ikian announced that plans to collaborate with capable individuals to upgrade the infrastructural state of classrooms and learning environments in Benue public schools were also in the pipeline.
6 years of primary education, 3 years of first level of secondary education, 3 years of senior secondary education, 4 years in the university training. But now it is no longer 6-3-3-4. It is now 9-3-4. In other words, basic education has been upgraded to a 9-year program. So once a student or a child enrolls in school, he is not supposed to graduate or receive a certificate until after 9 years. The federal government is concerned about technological advancement and innovation. So we have identified the gaps and have decided, therefore, that there should be 90% science and technical education in Nigeria and 10% grammar schools.
While discussing establishment of institutions to train and produce qualified teachers to make the teaching job more professional, Dr. Ikian sued for employment of persons with a passion for the profession to make education more impactful. He mentioned the inclusion of skills acquisition in the school's curriculum and the establishment of technical institutions in the sector.
The mission schools have collaborated with us, and as a government, we're interested in sustaining that collaboration. And beyond that, mission schools are a veritable ground for grooming children in this generation as much as they did in times past. But this does not mean that public schools do no longer appeal to the people. We want to bring back the glory of the public schools, not because we want to shut down the mission schools, but just so that there can be a lot of choices, a lot of alternatives. People can have a wide range of choices to make in order to, achieve whatever that they want to achieve in life.
The Commissioner for Education observed that the sector was without challenges as lack of funding, low salary structure of teachers, and infrastructural decay have over the years contributed towards eroding the standard of education in the country, saying the ministry is still in the process of finding out other problems in the sector. Dorcas Chia, Benue Television News, Makudi.
In a historic milestone, a Benue-born indigene Gloria Agata has been elected the first female president of the Student Union Government, SUG. We'll bring you this and much more after the break. Do join us again. Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Benue Television News at 7. Well, moving on, in a historic milestone, a Benue-born indigene Gloria Agata has been elected the first female president of the Student Union Government, SUG. Ms. Agata won the position in a keenly contested election against two other aspirants, Mubarak Mansour and Salaudin Taufik, to hold the highest office in student leadership at the Federal Polytechnic Kaura, Namoda in Zamfara State. Political analysts say the move reflects a significant stride towards gender equity in student politics. In a post-election speech, Comrade Agata explained that during her first semester of Higher National Diploma 1, she began nursing the idea of attaining the prestigious height, having noticed that no female had ever contested for the office of SUG president. The computer science students admitted to facing various opinions and challenges, including issues of gender inequality, skepticism, and even being abandoned by some of her campaign team members, but she persevered. Agada expressed gratitude to her mentor Dan Patrick for his unwavering support and gave special thanks to God. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has agreed to pay 70,000 naira as the new minimum wage. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Muhammad Idris, disclosed this at the end of the meeting between the organized labor and the government. The meeting was attended by labor leaders including the President of the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC), Joe Ajaero, and that of the Trade Union Congress (TUC), Festus Osifo. The labor leaders, he arrived at about 2:15 p.m. in a white 32-seater coaster bus, headed straight to the first floor office of the President, where the meeting was expected to take place. Meanwhile, the leaders of the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) and Trade Union Congress (TUC) announced that they have accepted the 70,000 naira minimum wage approved for Nigerian workers by President Bola Tinubu. A statement by Bayo Onanuga, the special advisor to President Bola Tinubu on information and strategy, indicated that President Tinubu also pledged to find ways to help the private sector and subnational entities meet the minimum wage requirement. Following the meeting, the President of the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC), Comrade Joe Ajaero, briefed the media and confirmed that the unions had accepted the offer. Well, in another development, President Bola Tinubu has directed the Ministers of Finance, Wale Edun, and that of Education, Professor Tahir Maman, to work out the modalities for the payment of 4 months withheld salaries to the university non-teaching staff. This is as the organized labor has reported the Commission of Police of Federal Capital Territory (FCT) command to the President over the forceful stoppage of the peaceful protest to register their grievances over their withheld salaries. President of Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) disclosed this while briefing State House correspondents at the end of the closed-door meeting between the President and the organized labor. We'll now take a break. When we come back, we'll bring you much more. Please stay with us.
Benue Fashion Show Season 3 is here.
It's that time of the year for fashion designers, entrepreneurs, and fashion enthusiasts to shine.
This year, sale of forms for the competition begins from 15th April to 19th July 2024.
Pick a form at BENUETVNEWS Television, located at Special Duties Wing, Government House, Makudi. Form costs 5,000 naira only.
Stage 1 screening begins on the 6th of July 2024. Great prizes await you.
The first prize, 1 million naira. Second prize, 500,000 naira. And third prize, 300,000 naira. All prizes are inclusive of cash and fashion tools. Also, consolation prizes and gift items.
For sponsorship, partnership and inquiries, please call Benue TV Marketing on 0906 188 9838 or 0703 794 5569.
Benue Fashion Show,
embracing fusion fashion.
Welcome back. It's glad to have you back on Benue Television News at 7. The Education Minister, Professor Tahir Maman, has made a U-turn in his earlier statement where he directed the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAM, to admit only candidates who have attained 18 years in tertiary institutions. Mamman on Thursday, in an ongoing policy meeting organized by JAM in Abuja, announced that only applicants who were 18 years and above are eligible for admission. Stakeholders in the meeting kicked against his statement, noting that it is illogical for a 16-year-old student to pass WAEC, JAM, and be denied admission. Reacting to that, the minister later accepted the suggestions of the stakeholders that from 16 years and above should be eligible for this year's admission, while the law would apply from next year. As Nigeria faces urgent challenges in ending mother-to-child HIV transmission, the federal government has taken a decisive step in the fight against HIV and AIDS by inaugurating a Prevention Mother-to-Child Transmission (PMTCT) and Pediatric HIV Scale-Up Acceleration Plan Committee at the national level. The move comes amid disturbing statistics revealing that an estimated 170,000 children under 14 are living with HIV in Nigeria. The Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Tunji Alausa, who inaugurated the committee at the National Agency for the Control of AIDS and NACA headquarters in Abuja, said in line with global best practices, the multi-sectoral committee comprising technocrats and bureaucrats was inaugurated to ensure delivery on the mandate, tracking our implementation along the federal 4 pillars of plan. Alausa stated that the federal government is committed to ensuring that no child is born HIV positive and that those who are positive receive quality care, saying government will unlock value chains by collaborating with those willing to commence domestic production of HIV commodities, ensuring health security. We now shift attention to JAM Admissions and Matriculation Board, in collaboration with Vice Chancellors of Universities, who has adopted 140 as the minimum cutoff score for the 2023 and 2024 admissions. Rectors of polytechnics and provosts of colleges of education also adopted 100 as the minimum cutoff score for 2023 and 2024 admission. Individual institutions are expected to maintain the agreed minimum score for the conduct of their admission. They took the decision at the 2024 policy meeting on admission in Abuja on Thursday. No tertiary institution is allowed to go below the adopted cutoff marks agreed at the meeting. The policy meeting, which has heads of tertiary institutions in the country and other stakeholders, sets the tone for admissions into tertiary institutions in the country. Israel's parliament has passed a resolution that overwhelmingly rejected the establishment of a Palestinian state. This is from the international scene. We'll bring you much more right after this break.
Benue Fashion Show Season 3 is here.
It's that time of the year for fashion designers, entrepreneurs, and fashion enthusiasts to shine.
This year, sale of forms for the competition begins from 15th April to 19th July 2024.
Pick a form at BENUETVNEWS Television, located at Special Duties Wing, Government House, Makudi. Form costs 5,000 naira only.
Stage 1 screening begins on the 6th of July 2024. Great prizes await you.
The first prize, 1 million naira. Second prize, 500,000 naira. And third prize, 300,000 naira. All prizes are inclusive of cash and fashion tools. Also, consolation prizes and gift items.
For sponsorship, partnership and inquiries, please call Benue TV Marketing on 0906 188 9838 or 0703 794 5569.
Benue Fashion Show,
embracing fusion fashion.
Welcome back. This is Benue Television News at 7. Well, now moving on to the international scene, where Israel's parliament has passed a resolution that overwhelmingly rejected the establishment of a Palestinian state. The resolution passed in the Knesset with 68 votes in favor and just 9 against it early on Thursday, said that a Palestinian state would pose an existential danger to the state of Israel and its citizens, perpetuate the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and destabilize the region. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's coalition with far-right parties co-sponsored the resolution. Opposition leader Yair Lapid's center-left party led the session to avoid supporting the statement, despite previously saying he favored a two-state solution. Mustafa Barghouti, the Secretary General of the Palestinian National Initiative, slammed the passing of the resolution. The Oslo Accords, which were first signed between Palestinian and Israeli leaders in 1993, called for a viable and sovereign Palestinian state living side by side with an Israeli state, but Israel has continued to adopt policies such as building illegal settlements on Palestinian lands across the occupied West Bank and a complete blockade of Gaza. Palestinian Authority official Hussein al-Sheikh condemned the resolution in social media, saying the Knesset's rejection confirms the racism of the occupying state and its disregard for international law and international legitimacy, and its insistence on the approach and policy of perpetuating the occupation forever. Meanwhile, Bangladesh has suspended some mobile internet services, with police firing tear gas at student protesters as violent clashes over civil service hiring quotas continue to rock the country. The nationwide protests, which have killed at least 9 people and injured more than 500 this week, showed no signs of abating on Thursday, with authorities blocking mobile services across most of the South Asian country. Zunaid Ahmed Palak, the Junior Information Technology Minister, said mobile internet had been temporarily suspended owing to various rumors and the unstable situation created on social media. He added that services will be restored once the situation returned to normal. On Thursday morning, police fired tear gas canisters at students near Brak University in the capital, Dhaka. Tear gas was also deployed against stone-throwing students who blocked a main highway in the southern port city of Chittagong. The unrest continued after students called for a nationwide shutdown on Wednesday evening, with the support of the opposition Bangladesh Nationalist Party, BNP, whose headquarters had been raided by police. Well, a Milan court Thursday ordered a journalist to pay Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni damages of €5,000 for making fun of her in a social media post. The journalist Giulia Cortese, who was also given a suspended fine of €1,200 for a jibe on X in October 2021 about Meloni's height that was defined as body shaming. Meloni took legal action against Cortese after the two women clashed on social media. Meloni, whose far-right Brothers of Italy party was in opposition at the time, took exception when Cortese published a mocked-up photo of her with a picture of the late fascist leader Benito Mussolini in the background. Cortese can appeal against the sentence, and Meloni's lawyer said the Prime Minister will donate to charity any damages she eventually receives. Let's now join Loretta Auko for weather report.
A beautiful Friday to you out there, and here is the weather report. The sky will remain very cloudy, but also with several sunny periods all through the day over parts of Makudi, Otupo, Boku, Katsina. Temperatures low around 28 degrees Celsius and high around 37 degrees Celsius. Humidity of 46% with 21% probability of precipitation. The unstable weather with risk of light rain and outbreaks of thunder will die away during the day in the Federal Capital Territory, and the possibility of rain at the start of the evening towards the night hours. Temperatures low around 25 degrees Celsius and high around 33 degrees Celsius. In Sokoto State, we anticipate light passing clouds that do not affect the sunny periods all through the day. Temperatures varying between 30 degrees Celsius low and 42 degrees Celsius high. And that's it from here. Do join us again for another package. I am Loretta Kuko.
Thanks, Loretta. Well, that brings us to the end of the news. So before we go, let's take another look at the top stories. The headlines we saw: the Benue State government has taken over Makudi Modern Market. We also saw that President Tinubu has okayed 70,000 naira minimum wage, and the international and Italian journalists to pay 5,000 euros for mocking Prime Minister's hide. Well, that was Benue Television News at 7. Thanks for watching. I am Susan Aching. Do you have a lovely evening as you stand by for news in all the languages?